another science lesson. So today what I thought we'd do about is static electricity. So what's the word static mean first of all? I just want you to have a think. Maybe you've heard the word static in a sentence, or why don't you try and use the word static in a sentence? Just pause here and give it a go. So static electricity then is electricity that is still. So we know that hopefully the current electricity moves and electricity travels through materials that are conductors. Well, static's a little bit different than that. Static is electricity and it's a charge that builds up on materials that are actually insulators. So this can happen in lots and lots of situations. So for example, when I get out of the car, I always get an electric shock. So it must be that there are insulators rubbing together, and then the moment I get out and I touch something, I get that electric shock. That charge is discharged and it causes me to get a pain. Maybe when you go shopping and perhaps you've been rubbing your feet along the floor, you find you get a build-up of static too. So these can happen at times during our life, and actually static can be quite dangerous. It could cause explosions. So at things like petrol stations where we refuel and places such as the airport, what they will have to do is make sure that the fueling systems are grounded. So they touch the floor, which means the static charge, discharges. But what I thought we'd do today is just do some fun with it. So a bit of a few experiments really, which is quite nice. So why do we get this static build-up? Well, hopefully you're aware that everything is made up of atoms. And atoms contain within them things called electrons. And when objects rub together, what can happen to those electrons is they either transfer off the item and the item gains a charge, or the electrons move onto the item and again it gains a charge. So electrons are negatively charged, and it means if you gain some electrons you get a negative charge, and if you lose electrons you gain a positive charge. And static is something that we get in everyday life in things like, lightning. So a lightning bolt is linked to static, so all very exciting. So I'm hoping that you're going to give a go at some of my experiments. Why not have a try? I'll see you in a minute. Okay, time for experiment one then. So what will you need? Well, you'll need some tissue paper. You could use toilet roll for this. It would probably work if you just broke it up into very, very small pieces. But what I've done is I've got some tissue paper and I've cut it into a circle and then cut it into a spiral. And what I've actually put it on top of is a metal tray. You don't have to do that, it will be fine just attached to something else, but I just thought a metal tray might work quite nicely. You could use a balloon to do this and a balloon would be fine. Or you might want to use a ruler. So an example of a material, it's an insulator, isn't it? So charge can build up on that because it's an insulator, so either the electrons will leave it or the electrons will be gained by it. Depends on what the material is, and I'm not actually 100% sure what it's made of. So, and then I've got a duster as well. So these two would work, or you could just use a balloon. I'm actually just going to use a balloon. And all you need to do to this is charge it. And the way to charge it is to either, with a duster, rub it on a duster. You could rub it on your hair. I'm not going to do that, clearly, because my hair's looking fab today. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub it on my jumper. So I'm just going to rub it on the jumper for a few seconds. And it's charging up nicely, so it's gaining that electrical charge. Either it becomes positive or it becomes negative, and that depends if it's lost or gained electrons. So let's have a go now. So all I need to do is place it just above, and hopefully, you can see there that static charge has attracted this. I didn't even have to touch it. Let's see if it does it again. So just put that down there. So I don't even have to go anywhere near it, and mine needs charging actually. Let's give it another bit of a charge. So, And there we go, and that'll work with little pieces as well. Why not give that one a go at home? Give it a try and experiment. Good luck. Right, are you ready for experiment 2 with static? So again, I'm going to use a balloon for this one. And what I'm going to try and do, and you see if you can do it too, is what I'm going to try and do is charge this up and actually use static to stick my balloon to a wall. So I'll need to charge it on my jumper, or I could use, remember, you could use a duster and charge it like that. Okay, why not try experiment 3? So again, you can either use a balloon or you could use a plastic ruler and a duster. And you'll need some water as well. Now, when you've got the water going, it only needs to be running a very, very slight bit. Can you see that? So what you'll need to do is, again, charge it. So I'll just charge my balloon up, and hopefully, when you hold it near the water, you'll notice something a little bit magic. Can you see that? So you can see, hopefully, that the water's going a little bit crazy, and it's actually moving. And that's because of the charge. So the charges are opposite, so they are attracting each other, and it's causing that water to move. Why not give it a go? It might be you can get yours to go the opposite way. Give it a go. So, did you enjoy those experiments then? Maybe you could find some different experiments to give a go using static. It'd be great to hear from everybody and see what kind of things you've tried. Did you manage to stick it to the wall, for example? I know mine took a couple of tries. Or did you find that the water moved in a different direction? There are so many other things that you can have a go at with static electricity. So why not give it a go? Can't wait to see people's posts. See you all soon. Bye.